Hello race fans, welcome back to Garden Canyon Run. This is the Spring Classic and this is the championship round. This is the finals. We're gonna crown a champion today. I'm Brock Wheeler. I'm gonna be bringing all the action today. Man, it has been some adventure getting you here. The track was under construction when we started. It is currently, it's tweaked really nice. The cars are running really well on it. And we've got 4 cars to race here. We're going to start with Sawyer from Uncle Elvis Racing, racing this Astana Hato. It's the lightest car that was entered in the tournament at 28.8 grams. Stock car. We got Rowan from Uncle Elvis Racing. Roger Dodger 2.0. It's a stock car at 35.1 grams. Then we're going to see Kira from Team Second Floor, has been doing great in this stock car. It's a Power Pistons, 36 grams, going to go up against the one modified car in the race. Matthew Devers from ND Racing, driving the Governor, 70.6 grams. Let's take a look at the track. There's 8 checkpoints on the track. We go around the perimeter of the fence up here. After turn 1, we hit checkpoint 1. Right here, the first car across the line gets the point. Only the first car across the line. There's checkpoint 2 right as we hit that descent right there. Stock cars get double points, remember that, and there's only one modified car in the race today, so he's got his work cut out for him. That's been the story of the tournament here all along, is can the modifieds actually beat these stock cars? You give them that points difference there. You can see checkpoints 4 and 5 right there toward the end of the track as we hit those S turns that lead down into the finish straight, where checkpoints 6, 7, and 8 wait. 7 and 8, of course, are on that open section of track where there's nothing to keep cars from going anywhere they like. They've got to be able to run straight. But first, we've got Nick Devers, the winner of the Second Chance Tournament, in a grudge match up against Benny from 503 Racing. Benny was denied proper treatment during the Second Chance tournament, so we're gonna have this grudge match here to settle things between Nick and Benny. And then the winner of this match right here is going to go up against the champion of those 4 previously mentioned cars for the final ultimate champion. And here we go with the grudge match. All right, here we go. We are going to see Benny in the outside lane in that orange Challenger. We're going to see Nick on the inside lane in that black Governor. And Nick getting the whole shot. Really taking it to Benny in this first run. Oh! Look at that, Benny from behind with speed, collecting a point over checkpoint 4, it looked like they're making that sweet pass. See if we can see that one more time. Oh man, he kept it up on 2 wheels there to get around Nick. Excellent. Alright, run 2. Now we're going to see Benny on the inside lane. We're going to see Nick on the outside lane. Nick again with a whole shot. Benny having some trouble in turn 1. Ooh, Nick really looking good here. Down into the finish straight. Oh, and slams into the garage. But it looked like he picked up 6 points on that run. I don't believe Benny got anything, having been past losing out on that battle for turn 1 there. That is the important battle on this track. Getting into turn 1 first really is just about everything on this track. Alright, here we go, run number 3. We're going to see Benny in the far lane again, Nick's in the near lane. Nick took the whole shot and is just looking fantastic. Oof. Oh man, and with a late charge, Benny gets off track and slams into the Lamborghinis where the sports car club parks. Oh man, that is some wreck there from Nick. Not to be outdone though. Benny says, I'll up you and hit a couple of Lamborghinis while I'm at it. Yeah, pretty spectacular crash there. But these 64th scale cars can take a real beating, as can the drivers. They can really withstand a lot. All right, final run number 4. And here we're going to see Benny in the near lane, Nick's in the far lane. Who's going to win the battle for turn 1? That looks like it's Nick. And he's just going to continue his winning ways, it looks like. Oh, and he's making it down to the finish with a perfect run. Way to finish things off. As if there was any question. Nick says, this track is mine. Yeah, he took it to him in turn 1 and just never looked back. As usual, Benny did come with some speed, though, after getting down that descent. He just has a little trouble up on turn 1. Well, Nick's going to be moving on to face the winner of the final 4 here that are coming next. Alright, so next up, we have got Sawyer from Uncle Elvis Racing in that Astana Hado, the lightest car in the tournament. We're going to go up against Rowan, also from Uncle Elvis Racing. Inter-team rivalry here in the Roger Dodger 2.0. 2 stock cars. Who's going to move on into the championship round? Let's find out. Alright, we've got Rowan in the near lane with all that chrome sticking out of his hood. Well, he's getting the advantage on run number 1. It's not a great looking run, but Rowan is getting the advantage here. And Sawyer having a little trouble in turn 1. Remember, stock cars get double points. That's what the asterisk up there is referring to. Yeah, Rowan having a little bit of trouble in run number 1 here, but hey, he's got the points. That's all that really matters. Let's move on to run number 2, where I believe we're going to see Rowan now in the outside lane, Sawyer in the inside lane. And here we go. Looks like, yep, Sawyer taking the battle into turn 1. Oh, and then hitting the fence, getting denied, opening the door for Rowan, who says thank you very much. Was able to get some more points on the board. Well, not exactly the cleanest looking run so far. So Sawyer's taking it in the turn 1 and just sends Rowan into a spin. But then just comes too hot out of turn 1, it looks like, and opens the door, and that's all Rowan needs. On the roof, but hey, points is points. Alright, run number 3. Now we've got Rowan back to the near lane. We've got Sawyer in the far lane. Rowan taking it out of turn 1. And just like the last run, oh, got enough speed to take it down onto the finish straight. Only the second stock car to make it onto the finish straight there. Wasn't able to grab those last 2 points, but did make it onto the finish straight. Sawyer again just having a little bit of trouble in turn 1. Nice battle there though between those two. Alright, so it's 16-2, Rowan over Sawyer. Mathematically, Sawyer could still win this with a perfect run. So we're going to head back up into the start gate for run number 4 and see if Sawyer can pull a perfect run out of the bag. And here we go. Sawyer in the near lane, Rowan in the far lane. Sawyer's got it. Oh, but can't carry the momentum out of Painter's Tape Gully. And ends up right there by the checkpoint judge. He's not really looking at what's going on, not doing a very good job. But anyway, yep, scored 3 points there, but it wasn't enough. It looks like, Rowan, you are going to be moving on into the finals. Thank you, Sawyer. That was a great job. But fantastic driving there, Ron. All right, moving right along. All right, next up, we've got Kira from Team Second Floor driving Power Pistons, stock car weighing 36 grams, going up against Matthew Devers, Mendy Racing, driving another Governor. That's the blue one, 70.6 grams. And here we go. Matthew's in the far lane, Kira in the near lane. And that Power Pistons has been just having a fantastic run this tournament. Well, Matthew was right on her wheel the entire time, but Kira's picking up those points. And that is the only hope that the modified cars have in this tournament with the points discrepancy, is to get in front and stay in front. And that's not what Matthew did on this run. Kira is able to pick up 8 easy points. Oof. Well, that didn't look too easy, crashed into the camera there. Oh, up on her side, Kira's showing some nice skills there. Good girl, Kira. Alright, run number 2. And we're going to see Kira in the outside lane, Matthew in the inside lane. Matthew gets the whole shot. Sets himself up nicely. Oof. And crash again right into camera 2. Kira makes it down to turn 4, but wasn't able to pick up any points on that run because Matthew took them all. We're going to have to take another look at that. From behind, Matthew with the taking it into turn 1 and looking beautiful down into Painter's Tape Gully, but just gets off track on the exit, carrying a ton of speed. Wham. Alright, we're going to have to get him back up into the start gate for run number 3. We've got Kira in the lead still, 8 points over 3. And I believe this time we're going to see Kira in the near lane in the red car. We're going to see Matthew in the outer lane in that blue car. Kira wins the whole shot, but then loses it out of turn 1. And Matthew isn't able to convert it into a lot of points, but does get that number 2, those first 2 checkpoints there. So again, Kira wins the battle into turn 1, but then loses it. And Matthew's right there to take over. Good job. All right, now run number 4. We're going to see Matthew in the near lane. It's 8-5, Kira over Matthew. Matthew takes the whole shot and just never looks back. Look at this, carrying beautiful speed out of the turn 4. Oof. Can't make it past that final checkpoint, but gets darn near a perfect run. Leaves Kira by the heavy equipment. Yep, and that's all it needs to be said. Matthew's moving on. Kira, it's been a great run. Thanks for coming to the tournament. First dog to enter the tournament. But there you go. Moving on, it's Matthew versus Rowan in the finals. Here we go. We're getting right to round of business. Matthew in the far lane, Rowan in the near lane. Rowan wins the battle in turn 1, but then loses it on the exit. Matthew takes over and says, "I will have that." Oof, with a lot of speed. Wasn't able to keep it totally straight, but it did pick up 7 points. Remember, this is a stock car versus a modified car, so Rowan gets double points. Matthew's going to have to work hard. Man, look at that, keeping it under control out of Painter's Tape Gully. Just not able to hold that straight line on the finish straight there, but great job. All right, run number 2. We're going to see Matthew now on the near lane, I believe. Yep, Rowan in the far lane. Matthew, oh, a nice battle, but Matthew does win the battle in turn 1, sets himself up nicely on the descent. Beautiful. Oh, that's a textbook run. Perfect run. Man, if Matthew's gonna win this tournament, that's exactly what he has to do right there. And there's that battle. Rowan is trying to come from behind, but couldn't get around Matthew. And Matthew says, "I'll just take it easy and set myself up nicely here on the inside lane." Beautiful run. Oh yeah, great job. All right, run number 3. And we've got Matthew in the far lane, Rowan with all that chrome sticking out of his hood on the near lane, getting the whole shot. Oh, disaster strikes. Rowan just having a streak of bad luck here. And Matthew just driving out of his skin, just driving the wheels off that thing. Another beautiful run. It does end up in a little bit of a crash down there. There's some bodies laying on the floor, but that doesn't matter. And the 64th scale universe, as you know, is super resilient. These people they're gonna get by just fine. Let's get back to the battle again. Rowan wins it out of turn 1, and then just cooks it, just overcooks it on the exit, and just goes right off the track down into the garden bed. Matthew just keeps on riding his own race. Look at that, showing off for the crowd, little 360 there. Smash into the garage. All right, run number 4, final run. 21-0. I don't think this is possible now. Rowan's going to have a perfect run plus bonus points, but we don't offer bonus points. Anyway, nice looking. One more beautiful run from Matthew here. Oof. Having a field day. Rowan does Does make it down all the way into turn 4, but I'm sorry, it's not enough. Rowan, you've done a great job up until now, but you were not a match for Matthew today. He's just having the drive of his life down here at Garden Canyon Run. Let's take one more look at this before we move on. Just holding that line along the wall, inside lane into Painter's Tape Gully. Beautiful. And Matthew's moving on. All right, here we go, folks. All right, so we're going to move right along, folks. Here we are. We've got Nick Devers in the black Governor. We've got Matthew Devers in the blue Governor. It's ND Racing. Everything's on the table here, folks. The winner here walks away as the champion. Let's do it. We're going to see Matthew in the outside lane, Nick's in the near lane, the black car. Oh! Matthew leaves Nick in turn 1. And then has a little bit of an incident himself. Ends up on his roof between turn 4 and turn 5. But run number 1, battle goes to Matthew. Yep, just got offline there and couldn't handle coming into turn 4 at that angle though. So here we go, run number 2. We'll get back up into the start gate. Alright. Nick takes the whole shot. Oof. Bam! Both cars. Alright, so Nick's tying it back up with a just spectacular set of crashes. Yep, Nick in the hole shot. Cleanly into turn 1. Ahead of Matthew. Straight down to the descent, looking good with a lot of speed. And then just gets off track and flies up in the camera too. And then here comes Matthew, not to be outdone. Smash into camera 2. One more look from the other direction. Wow. These cars carry a lot of speed down here. These drivers are just fighting it the entire way too. Alright, run number 3. We're going to be back up at the start gate here. We've got a tied match here, 4-4. Nick's taking the whole shot. They are both making it down into the finish straight. I believe this is the first time in the entire tournament that 2 cars head-to-head have both ended up on the finish straight. Spectacular run. We'll have to check the footage to see how the points played out here. But you can see that Nick gets the whole shot. And just kind of leaves Matthew behind on that straight along the fence. Was able to carry more speed out of turn 1. That looks to be the key here. Oh, that's some beautiful driving by Matthew. Coming into turn 4, letting it hang out. And you can see Nick comes across all the way through down the center, and just like on those last runs, Matthew wasn't able to follow the same line, but it didn't matter because first car across earns the point. That was Nick. Here we go, run number 4. Nick's up 12-4. Can Matthew come from behind in the fast lane? Oh, looking good. He's making it all the way down into the finish straight. Can he make it all the way through the 8th checkpoint? We're gonna have to find out. I wasn't able to see it. It looks like that's a no. It looks like Matthew ended up on top of Kira's car there. I think that might be Kira or maybe Julia down there next to it on the ground. But let's take another look at this. Yeah, Nick just slams Matthew up into the wall. Sets himself up for a nice run. And here comes Matthew. getting loose out of Painter's Tape Gully. But a lot of momentum onto the finish straight and just veers offline. Look at that. Nick's gonna take it 12-11. And that's it, folks. There's your champion right there, Nick Devers. It was ND Racing all the way here, folks, in those 2 cars, but Nick took it by 1 point. Oh man, that's what it's all about here with championship racing. Man, this has been exciting. All right, man. I gotta thanks to all the sponsors for making this possible, sending in all your cars. Really appreciate you taking part. It's been so much fun. Thanks a lot for watching, tuning in. All you folks that have subscribed and followed along over the course of the tournament. Really appreciate your support. Thanks so much. If you've missed any of it, go on back. It's all on the playlist under the 2021 Spring Classic. You can see everything right from the qualification on. Thanks so much. This is Brock Wheeler. It's been my pleasure. We'll see you next time. Stay tuned for the Summer Classic. Comment below if you want some information about that. Bye-bye.